What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I am back home, and we are, let's see, it's 4:30. I say 4 hours away. See, look, I'm already sleeping on it. The Eagles versus the Texans. And this game is going to bear some watching for a couple of reasons. One, Dak Prescott and Dude Perfect will be doing an alternate broadcast for the second half of the game. It'll be interesting to see what Dak Prescott has to say about the Eagles and their play against the Texans. Two, you might get some insight on Brandin Cooks. Brandin Cooks, wide receiver for the Texans, and it seems like everybody wants to escape the Texans. It's just bad situation. Um, Brandin Cooks, who is 29 years old, played 3 years with the Saints, 1 year with the New England Patriots, 2 years with the Rams, and now 2 years and a half with the Texans. Um, Thought he was going to be traded. The last couple of practices, he wasn't at because they thought he was going to be traded. The Rams had shown interest in him as well as some other teams. The Cowboys apparently were the last team standing trying to make a move for him, and they couldn't work out. See, of course, the Texans wanted to get a high draft pick, and they wanted the Cowboys to take on this $18 million contract. Well, Brandin Cooks is definitely pissed. And this is the new generation of NFL players. See, back in the day, it didn't matter if you were pissed. It didn't matter at all because there was nothing you can do about it. And guys literally were living paycheck to paycheck and things, and you don't want to miss that paycheck. Most guys had to have jobs in the off season to support themselves. Football was just one of those things that you did, and you couldn't create waves. Well, it's a different NFL because you've made a whole bunch of money, and as they say, money can't buy me love. Because clearly, getting paid to be at the Houston Texans does not make you happy. He wants out, and he wants out bad. He will not be playing tonight in the game because basically he's having a hissy fit. He has not practiced in the last couple of days. The team can say, well, it's because we were going to trade him, but he hasn't practiced, so he's not going to be ready to play. That's bullshit. He does not want to play for you ever again. In fact, and I'm not, don't quote me exactly, but basically he said, don't take a man's kindness for weakness. You know, I've lied for you in the past, but now you're effing with my career. Yada, yada, yada. Read between the lines. Listen, I've done what I'm supposed to do. I've been a solid citizen here. I wanted out. We thought we had a deal. Now you're screwing with me. All bets are off. In other words, he's going to tell you where the bodies are buried. And it may be some things come to light that the Texans don't want come to light. And he may end up forcing their hand for them to just say, you know what? Let's void the contract. Let's void the contract. We don't have to pay him the $18 million. No, we don't get any compensation. But at least we can be done with this situation. They've already had the whole situation last year with Watson, although they did get a king's ransom in return. I'm not sure how much, if you hold on to him for the rest of the season, in the off season with that contract that you get, and of course you have the distraction. But then again, it doesn't matter for the Texans. They're 1-5-1. Their season's done. Who do they care about bad publicity? I guess they'd be happy to have any publicity. Now, here's the thing. So you start thinking, ooh, he might be released. Ooh, he coming to Dallas. Pump the brakes there for a second. Because when a player is released, here's the thing. There's a little thing called the waiver wire. As in the teams waived a guy, which means that teams have a chance to sign the guy. And the way the order goes is by the order of the draft. So the Cowboys are something like 22, something like that. So you have teams like, say, I don't know, the New York Giants, the Washington Commanders, the Eagles even, that will have the right to say, we want to pick him up off waivers first. So he would have to clear all those spaces, much the same way that Tristan Hill, when he was released by us, went on the waiver wire. And so teams had a chance to get him. I believe. Now, I could be wrong. If they void the contract, I think that's the same thing for him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that would be the way it would work. So the chances of him ending up in Dallas still, it would be difficult. Unless he basically put out feelers to other teams to say, what I just did in Texas with the Texans, I don't want to go to your team. And the thing is, here's where you kind of look at it and say, Odell Beckham was kind of in a similar situation. Did not like being in Cleveland. Did not like having Baker Mayfield. Literally had his dad trash Baker Mayfield. Yeah, his dad even trashed Baker Mayfield. The Browns ended up letting him go. He ends up getting with the Rams and got a Super Bowl ring. Stranger things can have happened. I think we're seeing kind of that same thing happen in New Orleans right now, that players are basically saying, we're not going to play for Andy Dalton. We're not. Screw Andy Dalton. Jameis Winston's my guy. And tell Jameis Winston.
Don't forget about Cooks.
And, that's what we've been talking about, Brandon Cooks. So this is the new NFL where you can kind of throw a temper tantrum, and if you're willing to wait long enough and to drop some money, you can kind of get your way. We'll see. But the Cowboys definitely were trying to get him. They definitely were. And this is where you wonder with the Texans, why'd you play hardball? Because, sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to walk away. And damn sure know when to run. Because the Texans, they didn't help themselves one bit. They certainly aren't going to get more compensation. They should have just pulled the trigger and said, okay, fine, whatever, we'll just take that, and been satisfied. Now they got a shit sandwich on their hands. All right, good people, I'm going to go up here, take me a shower, get a nap before the game, so hopefully I won't fall asleep in it. And I'll see you then. Peace.